big huggies.
Hello.
How are you doing today? Okay, so today we have a special guest, which I normally film by myself because I'm lonely.
You're lonely.
This is my caregiver. I've talked about him in the past a little bit. So today's subject, we had two in mind, but today I'm going to be picking one of them, which is what it's like living with your caregiver. Obviously, this could be different for everybody, so don't take everything 100% because everything is different sometimes. So anyway, I don't regress that often. So obviously, most days are normal days, but when I am little, these are some things that we do in LittleSpace. Do you want to start?
Well, being little, you seem to really enjoy to crawl around and to color and to cuddle, and you love to play with your stuffies, and you love to have the snackies. And so I bought special cutlery and plates, and we buy the special snacks, and we have all sorts of pretty aesthetic things.
Yes, we have, well, they're over there, but we have little plates with little sections in them. And so when I'm small and we're having dinner time or lunchtime, we normally put them in the little sections. We also have a spoon and fork, which we got all of our items at Walmart, which pretty much is easy because we shop at Walmart like 3 times a week.
It's very convenient.
Very, very convenient. I only have one sippy cup because I kind of prefer using actual cups.
And we use mason jars because they're aesthetic.
Recommend, if you do buy a sippy cup, to wash it after you're done using it, because it is pretty gross and yucky if you don't.
Like leaving milk all day.
Because then it will get stuck in the teat part and also in the bottom part. And you don't really want that because you don't want it to collect mold, and that's really yucky. Also, when you wash plates like that are plastic, make sure to dry them afterwards because they might be sticky from the food if you don't do that.
But there's a lot more than just LittleSpace and daily life. I like to cook, feed her good meals, make sure she eats and drinks always.
Sometimes we cook together or bake stuff together.
We do fun activities like painting, and we do the nature walks. We gotta keep the exercise and go outside. We take photos.
We also have a journal with little rules in it and names of my stuffies. We just started it, so it's not like extensive. But yeah, obviously when you have little rules, you have to follow them. Punishments are not DDLG because that is not big no. Like, for example, you don't want to smack your little really hard. You don't want that. You don't want
to aggressively touch a little in any way, shape, or form. Any sign of aggression can be traumatizing in that state. So,
like, one of my punishments is sitting in a corner. Like, that's not gonna hurt you. Stuff like that. People always say to not take away a little stuffy. So if you're being punished, then just have one of them instead of having, like, if they have a whole bunch, stuff like that. You don't want to take away their comfort object when they're upset.
making sure that a little stays comfortable is very important, because if they're not, then there's also tantrums. And tantrums go with making messes, destroying things, saying bad words. Excuse me. Sure, no nose.
Big
No,
no
no,
nose.
no, no nose.
Some little shows I recommend watching. My Little Pony. Doesn't really matter what generation. We have a bunch of different subscriptions to things, but I don't use all of them all the time, so I can't really recommend which where.
She likes Bluey.
Bluey's
Another-
on Disney Plus, by the way. You didn't know that.
Adventure Time is good. She seemed to like that, well, big and little, and I enjoy the show. Things like Steven Universe, the younger kind of generation shows are always very good.
They have a new Teletubbies on Netflix. It's really different from the old one, unfortunately. I did check it out. It's very different. I wouldn't
New
say...
Teletubbies?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just different. But it still has the same type of vibe. Like, they have music and the same Teletubbies. They didn't change their names or anything like that. If you're looking for nostalgic purposes.
We also make sure to have lots of blankets and pillows on the bed so we can stay comfy. And I have kind of like my corner, and she kind of has her area over here, and it's nice. And another important thing about living together, especially, is to make sure that there's one, privacy, and two, alone time. Because if you get too overwhelmed with each other, then that's not a good thing. And that will negatively affect little space time. It'll be anxiety and stressors in the house. And to keep a healthy environment, you just don't want that.
It's true. And if you do have, you know, your own grown-up life, that's totally different from LittleSpace. I recommend keeping those items, you know what I'm talking about, separate from your little stuff. Like, for example, with me, mine's up there, and we keep it separate, everything else. Because it could be kind of weird if they're in the same spot. I also recommend that too.
And also, if there's people that come over that don't understand or a little bit more uncomfortable, keeping those things put away is nice, because, like, for example, I have my friends come over and some of them might not understand as much, so it's good we keep all the pretty aesthetic things out, and the little stuff kind of stays in a pretty beige box until it's time for LittleSpace.
And if you have pets, which we have experienced at least 2 times now, if you have stuffies, only if your pet does
It's on
this,
the
so
same stuffy too.
don't leave them out if you leave the room, because they will try to get them. Obviously, not all animals are like this, but ours is, unfortunately. So make sure to clean them up. And if they do get damaged, to have a sewing kit. Because I would not recommend putting staples in them.
And animal stuffing. We have extra animal stuffing in case the stuffies, and then also we have cloud lights.
Which you can't see, but right up there.
And that's really cheap, and it's cute, and it's pretty, and aesthetic. You should try it. Another good thing to do is to keep the room warm. If baby gets too cold, baby hides. as to way it is.
And also you could buy heated stuffies with the little, packs inside. So you heat up in the microwave.
It's useful for cramps and for when it's cold out, or if you just need a warm hug and I'm not there.
You can also buy a heated blanket, which is useful.
Or a weighted blanket for the pressure.
So if you have any questions, you can comment below. Always read your comments, even though I only get a few of them. Still read them. And thank you. I'll give you another hug, a bear hug. I love you so much. Goodbye.
Until next time.
Until next time.